Coming up, election results are in for Norman. See who's returning and who is taking a seat for the first time in the city council. And the January job report is released, how the market could affect graduates looking for work. Plus, students are calling for OU to protect students from ICE, what changes they want made. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Michael Thompson.
And I'm Abby Hollinsworth. Election day in Norman is over and the results are in.
OU Nightly's Andrew Paredes joins us live in the newsroom with the results. Andrew?
Abby and Michael, Norman voters turned out Tuesday for a full slate of city council races, with a couple candidates delivering big results. A busy day in Norman as voters cast their votes for their next city council members. 6 city council seats were up for grabs in 6 different wards, and according to unofficial election results from the Cleveland County Election Board, just under 8,000 Norman residents voted. In Ward 8, Scott Dixon won re-election uncontested, while in Wards 2 and 3, J.C. Deck and Robert Bruce won their races with comfortable margins. Ward 4, which covers OU, returned incumbent Helen Grant to office with 60% of the vote. But the big story of Election Day coming out of Wards 6 and 5. In Ward 6, Kyle Steele defeating incumbent councilmember Joshua Hinkle by double digits, 64% to Hinkle's 35%. According to his campaign website, Steele is an IT contractor and has lived in Norman for over 20 years. And in Ward 5, voters will head back to the polls after a 3-way race between Trey Kirby, Diana Hutzel, and Shista Fenwick did not produce a winner with a clear majority, triggering a runoff election. Now, runoff elections are triggered when no candidate earns more than 50% of the total vote. So, because Trey Kirby and Diana Hutzel were the 2 candidates with the most votes, they will face off again on April 7th. OU Nightly will be following that election. In the newsroom, Andrew Paredes, OU Nightly.
Andrew, thank you. Wards 2, 4, 6, and 8 will serve for 2 years total, while Wards 3 and 5 will serve until July 2027. The new council members will take office in July.
And we are joined by Jack Hancock, OU Nightly's City Council reporter in the studio. Jack, what are your takeaways from the election?
Well, Abby and Michael, it was a huge night in Norman with lots of key races happening all around the city. We'll focus on Ward 6. As Andrew previously mentioned, Joshua Hinkle was defeated by Kyle Steele. This is huge because Hinkle was one of the only remaining city council members who voted for that controversial Rock Creek Entertainment District. That's all from City Council as well as Ward 5. Andrew mentioned that runoff. Should be curious to see what happens there.
Thanks, Jack. And I'm so happy that we're seeing those spring temperatures finally. I did not like the cold last week.
I know, well, what's spring without rain? We haven't seen much of that lately, but let's head out to the South Oval where OU Nightly meteorologist Sky Schreck is with more. Sky?
Yeah, it's pretty sunny out here on the South Oval right now, but over the next few days, that could change pretty dramatically. We're going to have a good chance of rain from Friday afternoon straight through Saturday that could bring some much-needed drought relief here in Norman. If you've got a class past about Friday afternoon, you're going to want to bring an umbrella out to campus because it could be quite rainy. Rachel Mosshammer will have more on these rain chances later in the show. Abby, Michael?
Thank you, Sky. And with graduation season quickly approaching, students may be worried about whether jobs will be available for them. OU Nightly reporter Bryn Mead is live at the OU Student Union with this year's job report.
Yes, Abby, Forbes, Yahoo Finance, and even the Wall Street Journal have all come out and said that 2026 is to be one of the toughest job markets for OU grads yet. OU Nightly took a look at this and what this means for students specifically going into tougher fields like computer science.
'Tis the season for OU's class of 2026 to begin sending countless resumes across the country, hoping to finally hear one word.
Yes.
OU student JC Haskell says she's still waiting.
I have now applied for 22.
And how many interviews have you heard back?
1.
Websites like LinkedIn have seen over 1 billion registered members globally, making competition for entry-level jobs steeper than ever. And with companies leaning more into artificial intelligence, some positions are disappearing altogether. OU expert Palab Ghosh tells students that AI is a big contributor to the amount of layoffs we've seen nationally. saying that now more than ever, higher skilled jobs are able to be done by AI. He warns students in particular with a computer science degree that they will be the most at risk. Computer science student Jace Scott says he is not panicking.
I think not. I think I may be one of the people helping work on the artificial intelligence.
Forbes says last year that only 30% of college grads found entry-level jobs. And with nearly 4,700 students expecting to graduate this year, competition could intensify. OU economics experts say the best way to get a yes from a recruiter is to set yourself apart and network early. That's right. And while it is a competitive market, OU reports that 89% of our graduates are either employed, continuing education, or pursuing other positive outcomes. If you need resume help or interview practice, you can contact the OU Career Center right here at the Student Union. Live from the courtyard, Bryn Mead, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Bryn. Donald Trump has had his 7th meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Matthew Carson has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the U.S. continues to negotiate a nuclear deal with Iran. Netanyahu expanded Israel's enforcement powers, allowing Israel to expand into territory held by the United Nations. Nothing definitive was reached, but both leaders say the meeting went well and they plan to continue their cooperation. And Canadian police have successfully identified the person responsible for the shooting yesterday in British Columbia. 18-year-old Jessie Van Rootseller was found dead on the scene alongside her mother and stepbrother. This marks the deadliest Canadian shooting since a shooting in Nova Scotia left 22 dead in 2020. And numerous FBI agents conducted a search of Nancy Guthrie's Arizona property, finding nothing. This follows the release of a person, only known as Carlos, that the Pena Sheriff's Department detained for questioning for the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. This person was apprehended during a traffic stop south of Tucson. Carlos says he wants to, quote, clear his name. And Pam Bondi testified today defending the Department of Justice and their handling of the Epstein files. Michael, Abby, back to you.
Thanks, Matthew. Coming up, as ICE continues their immigration crackdown, see how student organizations on campus are taking it upon themselves to educate students on how to stay safe.
Is calling on
and with Super Bowl Sunday having come and gone, see how people are reacting to Bad Bunny's halftime performance. Stay with us.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
For Justice in Palestine hosted an ICE teach-in. showing students ways to stay safe around ICE agents. OU Nightly's Emily LeBeth shares how OU students are taking a stand.
OU SJP is calling on the University of Oklahoma to protect their students from ICE.
As students, it's our jobs to fight. It's our jobs to encourage the university to do better and demand it.
But students say they do not feel heard.
International students have strong voices and they make our university community better, and ICE and our administration doesn't want to see that.
So, SJP partnered with OU's Latinos Unidos and OKC's Community Response Network to encourage the safety of OU students when dealing with ICE.
OU has not declared themselves a sanctuary university, and so we understand that we as students and faculty will protect ourselves even if the university chooses not to.
Over 100 students learned about the history of ICE activity in Oklahoma, and heard testimonies from OU students.
As a Latino, I see my communities being targeted all the time. I see my people being targeted all the time. They parade us at the Super Bowl, but they ignore us at home.
The Community Response Network shared how to properly report ICE in your area.
Instead of being scared, instead of finding out ways to hide, we ask that you find ways to organize.
And taught students the importance of connecting with organizations in their community.
We can create a community that is ready and prepared so that if it were to happen, we know how to respond.
Reporting from Norman, Emily LeBeth, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Emily. OU SJP says you can connect with their community by joining their GroupMe. The GroupMe link is on their Instagram account shown on your screen.
The Super Bowl halftime show took over the country's headlines. Gracie Steinbrink has that and more in today's entertainment headlines.
Yeah, Michael, I've heard more talk about the Super Bowl performance than the Super Bowl itself, and it seems like opinions are mixed. We talked to some students here on campus to see what they thought. Take a look.
I loved it. I thought it was really cool. I loved the set too. And then Lady Gaga was awesome. And I think the message was the most important part, and it was just bringing everyone together.
I would rather have it in English. Like I go search the songs and what they were in English, but I'd rather have halftime shows be in English.
I know he put like a little nice message up there about the only thing more powerful than hate is love. So I don't know if it was just all political, but I think it was definitely more of a message. They tried to turn into more of a message just about positivity.
I didn't really care too much about it. While watching it, it was kind of hard to stay focused on and understand what was going on. But I didn't really have a problem with it being in Spanish. It kind of limited me understanding the music.
Actor James Van Der Beek passed away earlier today at only 48 years old after a long battle with stage 3 cancer. He was best known for his role in the 90s drama Dawson's Creek and was a husband and father of 6. His wife, Kimberly, has started a GoFundMe and is asking the community for support. She states Van Der Beek's final days were full of courage, faith, and grace. Abby, Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Gracie. Coming up, hear about an unexpected infection at one local high school.
Plus, what resources are available if you think you might have this virus.
Valentine's Day is on the way. We'll time it out for you and your weekend when we come back.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, if your shower can fill a 1-gallon bucket in less than 20 seconds, replace the shower head with a water-efficient one. They are cheap, easy to install, and can save you up to 750 gallons a month. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We are so glad to have you here on this Wednesday afternoon. We are taking a look at our Weather Center cam right now, and there is not a lot of green on the screen right now, despite our temperatures feeling like the springtime here in Norman. 61 degrees here in Norman, still feels like 61, so the sun outside is not affecting that temperature at all. But again, with those spring-like temperatures, we're not getting spring-like rain either. Right now, I know this graphic looks a little bit confusing, but we're looking at the percent of normal for rainfall that we have seen here in Oklahoma. So this means that the percentage that we have gotten to our average. So right now in Norman, we have only seen about 49% of the rain that we normally see around this time. Now, places up like Enid, they've seen about 84% of the rain that they are expecting around this time of the year. However, that looks like that story could change going into our weekend. Our precip outlook for this next 6 to 10 days here in Oklahoma, we're sitting near normal. So we might finally reach that 100% later on this weekend. Out western parts of the nation, they are above average, and then just to our south, they are below average. So a lot of people are seeing that drought. Right now, we don't have that drought monitor because it does update tomorrow. But as of this week, we have been in extreme drought levels here in Oklahoma. So hopefully that'll do away. We'll do away with that later on this weekend, but we'll go ahead and time this out nationally for you. Right now, that storm system, it's going to set west over the Rockies. It'll make its way east going into your weekend. Watch this low pressure system right here. It'll start to make its trek. It'll move on out of the state by Sunday morning. So most of your Valentine's Day is going to be a rainy one. And then that'll, of course, make its way on to eastern parts of the nation. But we'll time it out for you here statewide. We'll have some cloudy skies on Thursday, and then by Friday morning, just north of the I-44 corridor, we'll start to see some rain showers, and then of course those will start to move off, and then more rain will start to develop by your Friday afternoon, giving us more widespread rain going into your Saturday afternoon as well. There will be heavier pockets of rain closer to the Red River. We could get some rumbles of thunder with that, some severe weather coming through southern parts of the state, but here in Norman, it looks like just a nice rain going into your Valentine's Day. Looking at current temperatures, though, here in Norman, 60 degrees here in Oklahoma City, 61 in Norman, 57 out in Minco. And then statewide, we're staying pretty spring-like temperatures here, except north parts of the state are seeing those 50s, and that's going to continue into tonight. Highs for Thursday, 70 degrees here in Norman, 71 in Oklahoma City, and then for your lows, 40 degrees here in Norman, 39 degrees out in Guymon, so they are a lot chillier than what we are here in Norman. But your Valentine's Day forecast, again, going to be pretty rainy. We're going to stick with those 50s, and then for the rest of your week, though, look at this 7-day. We're looking at 70 degrees for most of the week, 60s on your weekend, and of course, those rain chances to look forward to for your Valentine's Day.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. And more public schools have confirmed a case of tuberculosis at Westmore High School. More public school officials told families the health departments of Oklahoma City and Cleveland County notified the school district. They also said the person who contracted tuberculosis is no longer contagious. People who have more questions can contact the Cleveland County Health Department.
Well, coming up next in sports, a familiar foe has changed out his old colors for the Crimson and Cream.
And 2 current Sooners have been named to a historic watch list. Who are they and for what award?
And several Sooners will get one last chance to prove themselves worthy to make it to the highest level of football. Find out who and where coming up next after the break.
Winter is upon us, and every Oklahoman knows that that means unpredictable freezing temperatures. One of the main concerns with freezing temperatures is the damage they can cause to your home or business should they cause your water pipes to freeze over. Older homes, especially those without proper insulation or that have basements or crawl spaces with exposed pipes, are particularly susceptible to this. Here is Rachel Croft, City of Norman Water Treatment Plant Manager, to show you the proper steps you can take to prevent your pipes from freezing.
The good news is you don't need to run a whole lot of water in order to combat freezing from your pipes. Here's how you do it. Another thing that you can do to help is to open your cabinet drawers to make sure that warm air throughout your home is getting to your faucet pipes. But you want to make sure to remove any harmful chemicals that any small children or pets could have the ability to reach.
Following these steps can help save money on your water bill and help to conserve Norman's water supply.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Cam Williams, and it's time for sports. There were some notable coaching changes on OU's football staff this offseason, but the search for a new defensive backs coach has come to a close as OU is expected to hire Lamar Morgan to replace Jay Valai as the team's new DBs coach per the Oklahoma Breakdown. Morgan, a Louisiana alum, spent the last 2 years as Michigan's pass game coordinator and defensive backs coach, and he brings 14 years of coaching experience to Norman. Sticking to new hires and surprises, as it was anticipated that five-star linebacker Cooper Witten would make the move to Norman with his dad, Jason, after he was named OU's new tight ends coach, but the Dallas Morning News reported that he is staying at Liberty Christian High School in Texas for his senior season. And the NFL announced Tuesday morning that 10 Sooners will be invited to the NFL Draft Combine in Indianapolis starting on February 23rd. R. Mason Thomas, a projected top 60 pick. Grayson Halton, who flashed at last month's Senior Bowl, and four-year safety Robert Spears-Jennings headlined the Sooners invited to the Combine, and we will continue to provide updates as the Combine nears. Now, although OU women's hoops lost Monday night to fifth-ranked Vanderbilt, OU's dynamic duo of Reagan Beers and Aaliyah Chavez were two of 20 players named to the Wooden Award watch list, which highlights the top players in college basketball. As a freshman, Chavez leads the Sooners in scoring at 18 a game, and Beers averages a team-leading 10 rebounds a game. And head softball coach Petty Gasso continues to deal with an internal situation as the Sooners announced last week that longtime pitching coach Jennifer Rocha will be away from the team for an undetermined period due to a health issue. Gasso gave an update on Rocha's health yesterday.
Needed another procedure to continue to, explore her health, and it kind of backed her up another 6 weeks. But whatever comes our way, we're ready for. She wanted Carly because, like I said, she was probably the closest disciple.
Switching to pro hoops as the Thunder traveled to the City of Angels and came out victorious. The defending champs avoided a 3-game losing streak for the first time in 2+ years Monday night in their 119-110 win over the Lakers. And tonight at 8, OKC faces a Phoenix Suns squad coming off a back-to-back. Abby, Michael?
Thank you, Cam. We're not done talking about sports just yet. Stick around for an update on Team USA in Milan.
And see which team destroyed their opponent so bad it was their opponent's worst Olympic performance. Coming up next.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
I'm Sky Clausen at the OU Nightly Update Desk. President Trump attacked Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt in a Truth Social post this afternoon. Stitt is chair of National Governors Association, a bipartisan organization of the nation's governors. Trump reportedly planned to only invite Republican governors to a meeting with the group next week. A spokesperson for the governor says he received an invitation to the meeting earlier this week and that he, quote, looks forward to the rest of his colleagues receiving their invitation today. Abby, Michael.
Thanks, Sky. Well, it's pretty nice outside right now, but it's not looking that way for Valentine's Day. Is that correct?
No, it looks like we're going to see a lot of rain for Valentine's Day, so it's definitely going to be an indoors Valentine's Day. Take a look at this forecast right here, though. We'll see rain throughout the evening, 50s, so upper 50s, so it'll feel a little bit chilly. So if you're going out, definitely pack a jacket or a rain jacket. And then looking at our 7-day forecast, again, we're seeing a lot of those 70s, those 60s across the board for our 7-day, and then the sunshine will start to come back for your Sunday and Monday and continue to spring-like temperatures for the next week.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. And the Winter Olympics are in full swing, and Team USA is collecting hardware and making history.
The U.S. women's hockey team thrashed Canada 5-0 on Tuesday, handing Canada their worst loss ever and their only shutout in Olympic history. Other sports like speed skating, women's freestyle skiing, and women's downhill skiing have racked up gold medals. Team USA is sitting in second place with 4 gold medals and 11 total medals. Guys, I wish I could be a winter athlete. I would love to go down that ski jump.
What sport would you do if you could?
Well, I would do ski jump.
Ski jump.
I want to fly. Man, if it weren't for getting hurt, I would love to just go right off that thing and it would just be so wonderful. What would you go with?
I'm going with snowboarding. They just look so cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching OU Nightly. I'm Michael Thompson.
And I'm Abby Hollinsworth. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.